Hi YouTube fam jam. Innate Illumination here, Macy here. I'm here to talk about the boiling point. The boiling point. Yeah. Clear my throat for this one. I'm still moving through some 5D ascension sickness. And I want to bring that up too. I've got my notebook here because there's just so much that have come through in the last few days. So I want to start with just the boiling point. We're going to touch on astrology, and my medicine woman tarot deck called out to me yesterday, and y'all, she wants to be heard. So she is here today, or tonight, or this morning, whenever you're watching this. And I really wanted to make this yesterday, and my energy was not up for it. So I feel like if you're watching this, I feel like you may also be moving through a time where you want to fucking go. You just want to go. That sitting in the uncomfortability of not knowing is just like this big test right now. Yeah. And there's so much. Okay. Gonna take a breath. So what's here right now? On my last video, I talked about being somewhere too long and having symptoms regarding that. I want to not necessarily retract that statement. I just want to mention that I feel like I am in the right place. I feel like I had to check myself and be like, hold on for a second. I'm sitting in the uncomfortability of asking myself how I got here, being uncomfortable with where I'm at, and recognizing that I know that I'm moving through onto the other side. So if you're watching this, I feel like, yeah, there may be this uncomfortability of where you're at. And I feel like there's so much being asked of us, and it's up to us. It's up to me to discern where my energy goes. And I feel like if you're watching this, you've probably been moving through this for the past few years where every single time you're moving through like an upgrade in consciousness, there have been new tests, there have been new limits to set, new boundaries to set with people, places, environments, and yeah. For me, I was telling myself, like, this is gonna be like a share, a reading, astrology update. This is what it is today. I had to look back and continue to remind myself that as much as I didn't want to return back to where I was, this is the first time that I've recognized that how do I phrase this actually? Because I know words are spells, words are very powerful. Without manipulating too much and really just saying the truth of it. Not manipulating at all. Okay. Let's get out of my head here. Let's get in my body. So, I was supposed to be here. What? Sometime last year, I went out for a jog. I don't do that. Normally, I start my day with yoga. And if that isn't calling for me that day, sometimes I'll do breath work, meditate, whatever. But for some reason that day, I really needed to jog. I really just needed to do that. And the one day that I do that and have one headphone out, because normally I'll keep my headphones on with music playing all the way up until I walk into the front door. For some reason, I had one headphone out and I am heading towards the house and I hear this faint yelling, "Help, help me, help me." And I'm like, where is that coming from? I realized that it's my elderly neighbor and he had fallen and hadn't been able to get back up. Had it not been for me being outside, no one would have heard him. And granted, he had a significant other, a caretaker, but she was inside and is hard of hearing and she couldn't hear him. So yeah, it's just like little signs like that, and other things like more recently, just having dreams of what's going on currently, having dreams from a month ago of things that just happened, confirming to me that this is where I'm supposed to be. I heard something really profound, like it was, you may have all of these ideas about who you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to be doing, and granted, it isn't wrong to continue to strive and work towards your dreams, right? What if the universe just wanted you to smile at someone that day and that person really, really needed it? Or what if wearing the clothes that you wanted to wear inspired someone to do the same? What if you just showing up as yourself really allowed someone else to do the same? And it just really reminds me that, like, however I show up on these videos, I want to be as authentic as possible, because it's not about forcing a specific outcome. It's not about likes. It's not about any of that. It's really about expressing what I'm moving through, getting it out of my body, and being as truthful as I can in that regard. And really just sharing the messages that I feel called to share. So we're going back to the boiling point. The boiling point. 212. I kept seeing this on my electric tea kettle when my tea was ready, and it's always at 212, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, and 212 is really, really, really significant for me, and I'll get to that. But I kept seeing 212 and it kept just like screaming at me, because that kind of energy is a kind of screaming energy for me. It's because that is the point in which water reaches a boil, right? And I kept on seeing, and I kept on just like feeling it in my body, and just feeling this energy of like being at a boiling point, where I know I'm not the only one feeling this. So I feel like if you're hearing this, it's like you are at a place where you are so done. You are so done with showing up as a version of you that you aren't anymore. You're just done. Like, if you're looking for a new position or a job, Uh-huh. Um, if you're looking for a new position or job and you're not finding the right fit, it's because, I'm not going to say it's because of this. I'm going to say, like, it's almost as if, like, nothing is sticking. Like, you're throwing macaroni at the wall and it's not sticking because the wall that you're throwing it at is not the wall that you are anymore. And the universe is like, there's this wall over here that you've been building, you've been healing, this is the person that I know you are energetically right now. Throw some macaroni at that wall, and eventually that will stick. And I've been moving through the same thing where it's like, out of fear, I was trying to shrink myself to fit into these places that I never fit into in the first place. And it may be more scary to be in this waiting phase than it is to have immediate gratification of, like, okay, I've got this locked down. I can move now. I can move to the state that I want to move to. I can be more independent, all the things, right? What the universe is asking for us is to build that steady foundation for long-term stability. And sometimes that can be super uncomfortable because it's like this fog or this film is like you can only see so far in front of you, where you don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. And that's what I'm admitting with this entire video, with this entire astrology forecast. When I do astrological breath work, and when I look into someone's astrological chart, right away, I'm just like, I do not claim to know your future. I do not claim to know your past. I do not claim to know your present. I'm here. I am here as a messenger for whatever resonates with you, as well as whatever it's in some way, shape, or form, not completely. It's like reading tarot with me. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. Just like with the lessons of the universe, like, you're not always gonna come to a conclusion that you want to hear, right? In the end, though, it always leads you to where you're meant to, you know? So, the boiling point, 212. I am currently moving through a boiling point. I went through, we've all been through quite a lot of boiling points, right? I feel like one of the first ones I can remember is when in 2012, I know that's a big year for a lot of people. 212, 2012. Someone very, very close to me passed. And that was like a transitioning point into something that, when I used to look back at it, was so traumatic, but it led me exactly where I needed to. And here I am with this sickness moving through me. We're all human, right? So 2012, boiling point. I don't even need to go too much into it. And then 2017, another boiling point. 2020 was the boiling point for me. I got so super sick, almost passed away from it, transitioned into 2021, moved through sickness again, in a different kind of way. And then in 2022, went through another one. It was just like back to back to back. And now I feel like I'm moving through another one. Only this time, it's different. I'm conscious. I'm aware of it. And the power in that is that I have the ability to not control everything, but be in control of how I react and respond. Lots of confirmation burps here. So truly, what made me want to make this video also was I literally wrote down, if I don't start doing more of what I love, 212, boil. Like, it's gonna drive me crazy. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it. I know I was born. I am here. I was placed on this earth to meet people at their boiling point. I was born on 2/12, 1992. Okay? I was born for this. I was born for this. So when I tell you, when you do a session with me, I meet you exactly where you're at, and honor exactly where you're at, and honor what you feel called to move through, and we navigate your soul chart together. We navigate through potential challenges, we navigate through strengths, we navigate through mystery. And when I say this, a journey through the entire chart of your soul is not meant to allow you to know everything. Just like when I move into the astrology update that I'm going to move into shortly, I only give attention and energy to whatever energies are calling out currently. So like, we could move through your sun, moon, rising, descendant, and Neptune and Uranus could be not necessarily put on the back burner, but if they're not initially calling out because it's not resonating with the current energy that you're moving through, then it's not relevant at this current time in your life. I'm not saying it's not gonna be relevant in 20 years from now or 5 weeks from now, you know? And same goes for what I'm gonna talk about with the collective energy moving through. Like, I know that there are other aspects going on. I'm just gonna talk about what I feel called to talk about because that's just it. So again, I don't feel as if we're meant to know all the things. And the reason why I say that is because as I'm moving through my own astrological journey, the moon called out to me first, and then it was Saturn, and then it was kind of moon and Saturn together in a way. And then it was my Chiron, and then it was Pluto, and now I feel like I'm moving through like this transition of like potentially a Jupiter energy. So it's truly whatever your soul feels called to pay attention to, because not all at once did I go, oh my gosh, I'm going to find out everything about my Neptune, I'm going to find out everything about my Uranus, I'm going to find out everything about my Mars and my Venus, and oh my gosh, yeah, because then your energy is being pulled to all those possibilities. Focus in on what truly is like, holy fucking cow, whoa, what's that? And go with that, because it will lead you in this beautiful symphony of just like riding the celestial waves of your soul journey. And it's fucking beautiful, and that's what I'm here to be a guide for. And as we navigate your astrological energies, I help to ground it and anchor it into the physical body so that then it can be anchored and grounded into your physical reality. And that is what I do. So I'll be leaving links below. Truly, the boiling point, it's like, if you're watching this, you just can't anymore. And it's almost as if, like, yes, there's this fear moving through of like, if I show up as I am, though, like, there's so much that's gonna just leave my life. The thing is that, like, I feel like you probably are already feeling the hermit vibes, the solitary vibes for quite a while. And just know that whenever it's meant for you, it's almost like you had to hone in your energy and bring it back in so that when you are ready to share it, or when the invitation comes, projectors, when the invitation comes, you will be ready and grounded in your truest energy to then share it with the world. And what a beautiful thing that is. What a beautiful thing that is. That, like, all the things that haven't been working, whether you created a workshop and no one showed up, or you made this video and like no one viewed it, or you applied to so many jobs and just nothing stuck. It is because you have honed in your energy to a point where when it's right for you, that opportunity will come and they will see you as you see your soul and you see yourself in your purest, highest form. And when I say pure, I don't mean without imperfections. I don't mean without shadow. I don't mean without any of that, because that is all a part of you, baby boo. It is, and it's beautiful. I feel like you already know that. Yeah, so I'm accessing all of this hype because I just went through reading all of my I'll show you, reading all of my little, not little, reading all of my success, what do I want to call them, little papers. And it just is such a great reminder that even though 2024 felt like this huge growing year and a lot didn't move physically, it's because a lot was going on in here. And it really reminded me, and truly, a lot was also going on physically. And it just reminded me of all my successes, all my wins, whether it was graduating or it was just waking up and getting out of bed. So, yeah, I got really emotional, and it's just celebrate yourself. Celebrate your 2024. Celebrate it, yo, because you did it. You're still here. You're still here. I had a dream about someone who's passed, and it was really, like, I wasn't quite sure what to think about it initially, because it was something that I had received from them, not in the physical world, although I received a lot from them in the physical world regarding ladybugs. And when I opened up a specific trinket of theirs, a giant hissing cockroach came out and just, like, ran across the floor. And I just, like, I didn't know what to think about that. It kind of scared me because cockroaches are the one bug, like, if you know me, I'm all about bugs. I'm all about insects. I will not kill them. I love them. They're wonderful, magical, sacred creatures. And they have a really, really deep place in my heart and soul. Cockroaches. So now I have this different perspective about it, where cockroaches don't die. They don't die. They can literally go through anything. And so I feel like there's this strength there that reminded me that, like, the beauty on the outside of the ladybug that opened up revealed something that I initially was ashamed to face. And it was in that I'm literally coming to this conclusion now. There was like part of it, and now the universe is like, yeah, you're ready to hear it. That showed me how resilient, like a cockroach, I can be. I just had to accept the I had to accept the fact that I had all of these ideas about this cockroach that was gross and nasty, kind of like a lot of shadow aspects that I felt like I faced this past year. And now I feel like if you're watching this, you're coming to terms with your cockroach. And that, like, you're recognizing that this, like, cockroach energy that, like, you've got, this, like, shadow, is what has made you stronger. It is what made you untouchable, unkillable, like, nuclear explosion, survival kind of energy, okay? Yeah, there's that. Gonna clear my nasal passages and then do a tarot reading. Woo, past me would be like, I'm blowing my nose like that on YouTube. Don't care. Okay. Medicine Woman deck. So I'm gonna put the cards back that, wow. Oh, my spirit guide is here. The grandmothers with the moon. Deep, deep connection with my grandmother and the moon. This energy is here for you. Whether it's within you or a spirit guide or the combination of the two. I'm gonna put these cards back. All right. Woo! So this is just a free flow. If you've got a question in your mind, present it to yourself now. If you're just feeling foggy, just know that this message may or may not bring clarity. It may bring clarity in a month. It may bring clarity in a week, you know. I feel like just like that message in my dreams, I didn't get full clarity until months later. So the clarity will come exactly when you need to hear it. With that being said, let's get started. The grandmother is here. The grandmother spirit's here. What is here? I'm still getting used to like how I want to shuffle this stuff. It's like side shuffling doesn't feel right, but like, does this feel right for me? I don't know. I want cards to fall out, but it's almost as if like trusting. I want to do this. Because she came and she wanted to be, was it just that grandmother's spirit's here? Because, all right, we got 3. All right. This is a relatively new deck for me, so we'll see what comes as I read. Are any of these major arcana? First, the grandmother. It is time to seek wisdom from old wise women. Use the methods of nature, attuned mothers of earth for the venture at hand. Follow your body's natural tendencies. Listen to your body. If you feel called to, the divine feminine is calling out. If you have any mentors, if you're looking for a mentor, call it in. Pray, do what you feel called to do to call it in. If you feel called to talk to a family member about the lineage of women in your family. Okay. Feeling a really slowed down energy. Accessing this. It's like, take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Because I can't find this card. Where are you? I'm getting like hard to find energy, like yeah, like trusting yourself in a sense where your energy may be hard to find right now on this earth plane, that like you may not be getting all the views that you want, or you not, you know, like in time, trust that whatever happens. Create to create because you love it, create because you know that whoever is hearing it, it allows the domino effect to just ripple tenfold, thousandfold, millionfold. Like just know that like whatever you're doing is meant. If you feel it in here, continue. Maybe this isn't the card that I'm supposed to start with. Let's do Totem of Bowls. The totem, the dolphin. Is there dolphin energy coming into your life? I trust that whoever's meant to hear this is hearing this. Swim in eternal light. Whatever you do, whether you're applying for that new position or you're calling in more financial abundance, just continue to swim in the eternal light, and what you are in need of will come to you. It will come to you. Okay? I keep getting this this tightness in my neck and the chakra that moves to the third eye. Like, do a lot of clearing when it comes to any ideas and beliefs that you don't deserve it, that like by showing up as you, that it won't bring abundance, because it will. And when I say do a lot, I feel like you've already done so much that like it's almost as if like it's now in the action. It's now in the action of doing the things that you know that you believe you can do. That bring that abundance. Swim with the eternal light. Swim with it. Be it. Exist as it. You are the ocean is you. Like, this dolphin This dolphin doesn't feel a difference between it and the ocean. This is you in the universe. Eight of Pipes. Develop your art from stillness. Like the doing and the doing and the doing and the doing. Nah. Just like my previous video, it's almost as if everything that used to be was this idea of like, well, if I continue to do, then X, Y, and Z, but like, has that worked in the past? I'm calling whoever out there because I know I needed to hear that. Let the stillness that you've been creating, if you're hearing this, I feel like you've been creating a stillness. You have been in solidarity. You have been hermiting. You've been hibernating it up. Continue to honor the winter that you're in and just trust, just like the birds do, just like the squirrels do, just like the trees do, that the sun comes back out and everything begins to sprout again. Just trust that. Seriously. Seriously, like if you're going through a rough motherfucking day, continue to remind yourself that the moon is back there behind the clouds. The sun is still out. You may not see it. It will produce what you need. You are producing what you need. Just know that. All right, let's find this card again. Maybe it's because like this is something that is being needed to come in. Temperance. Temperance. For real. Are my eyes tricking me? Because what is this? The number 145, change. Having temperance. Maybe this is something that needs to be grown, needs to be accessed. Because it's not easy to find. And it may be hard to find during this time. This energy of temperance. Yo, like what? Is this card from not a different, but like from a timeline that we're moving into? Because it says blend. Maybe I'm supposed to just see what this is. So when I see this card, there's a woman there with a heart on her chest. And her energy is very calm and at peace. And she's blending water from a cup into a bowl. And there's a halo of light around her head. And the water that's in the cup and the bowl is around her. And there's a rainbow over her head. She's doing a sacred blending, a blending of one thing to another that are really not separate. The water is connecting both the cup and the bowl. It's almost as if it's like in between the cups and the bowls. It's like blend. It is a major arcana. It is time to integrate the best of the known with the new ideas you are gathering from the unknown. Give yourself time to process your experience. So this time, this stillness, is asking us to process, because soon there are people who are going to need to hear what you have to say, and that are going to need to experience you. And by processing everything that you're moving through, you are growing into the you that shows up so authentically and in their, not just their ladybug nature, but their cockroach nature too, that they are one, and that then it attracts everything that you've been calling in. And I feel like there's already this sense of trust that's something that you know and you feel deep within you. So just know that this boiling point is happening for a reason. And as much as you want to run from it, my dear, I know, okay? Sit in that fog. Sit in that pot of boiling water and get hot. And apparently the astrology update just didn't necessarily need to come, because I feel like the messages that needed to come through were congruent to what the stars are telling us anyway. Is that it may be the new solar new year. The lunar new year starts at the end of January. Jupiter leaves retrograde at the beginning of February, and Mars leaves retrograde at the end of February. So just know, a few months into this year, there's gonna be like this propeller energy, this energy of like, you'll know. I feel like you're gonna know when to be still, when to listen, and when to go, when to hold on and when to let go. And what you're holding on to is really just continuing that you're holding on to you, because there's a lot that you've let go of, and that's because I sense that you know that you've developed this deep knowing of when to hold on and when to let go. And even sometimes when it doesn't make sense, to be still. In that stillness, you'll know. 444. You'll know that stability, that grounded energy that you've been building within you It's coming in your physical reality. It's coming. Let's just say it's here already. You are just making your way to it. Because it's not some far off place. It's not a will. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when. So you got this. Keep going. Sit in that stillness and the answers continue to come. Till next time.